Happy Friday, guys. It is Friday, August 18th at the time of this recording. It's the afternoon, 2:10 Eastern Standard Time. If you're in the morning on the West Coast, it's 11:10 Pacific Standard Time. So if you're hopping on here from the West Coast or another time zone, say hello, good morning, happy to have you. And if you're here like us on the East Coast, say hello and good afternoon. It is Friday, fun day, forecasting Friday, fun stuff. I do have a couple of special guests that are going to hopping on here live with me. We had a bit of a technical difficulty with another streaming device, but it's all good. Got to navigate the technology breakdowns. Who here experiences technology breakdowns? If you or you're not techie, if you're not techie, say no tech. That's cool. Hi there. Welcome. Hi guys. As you're hopping on, just say hello, say what's up, give yourself some hearts, and then I'm waiting for my guests to hop on. And as they hop on, I'm going to be bringing them up to the virtual stage so we can have a dialogue about entrepreneurship and what it takes to be an entrepreneur and what is the forecast of entrepreneurship for 2023. Oh my God, we're at the end, almost at the end of August. We have about, 11 days left before the end of August-ish, right? 2.5 weeks left, or maybe about 2 weeks left, going from there. Yeah, well, that's what's up. Thank you. Love the hearts, guys. You're awesome. You're amazing. So good. I'm waiting for Devann and Xaye to hop on here live, and when they do, I'll just bring them up to the platform so we can have a conversation. So, first of all, where are you tuning in from? Just comment in the chat where are you tuning in from so we can just have a dialogue and have a conversation, and then we can go from there. So where are you tuning in from? What country? What time zone? What is that good stuff? Oh, hey, yeah, Life with Xaye. Xaye's here. All right, let me see if I can bring Xaye up as a moderator. Hi, Zay. Let's see. I'm inviting you. We're playing, by the way, with technology. Gotta love technology when you have breakdowns. Oh, Maryland, that's what's up. Love the crab. By the way, what's your name? By the way, I love. Yeah, Virginia. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Zay, hop on, Zay. I sent you an invite to hop on to the platform with me. Okay, yay. I love the crab. It's so good, so fun. I want to ask you guys as you're hopping on here, or when you catch the replay, make sure you comment with hashtag replay or hashtag encore. Hey Mark, that's what's up. So good. Okay, amazing. Go live. So, Mark, what is your question about entrepreneurship? If you can ask anyone who's tuning on here, when you catch the replay or tune on here, just share what your question is. Hi, Zay.
What's
Oh my
up?
God. What's up? You're outside in the nice,
Yes.
amazing out. It's so good.
Yeah,
Hi.
it's so beautiful out here. Devann will be joining here in a minute. We wanted to all join on our own platforms.
Perfect. Awesome. So you're joining and then Devann is joining. So good. Welcome. Great to see you. Oh,
Great to see you. Girl, I was trying to do my hair and it's not dry. So
it's okay. Amazing.
the black girl hair journey.
Look gorgeous the way you are. So good. So team, Zay and I are in a mastermind together. We've met several times in different venues, and her fiance, is it safe to say?
That's my move.
Okay.
That's my move.
Okay, he's gonna hop on shortly, Devann. He also, yay, Devann is here. Okay, let's see, we can invite him to the platform. All right, cool. So guys, we're gonna have a conversation about entrepreneurship, forecasting of entrepreneurship. Where are you stuck? How can we support you? Our intention, of course, is to add value in the conversation, and we also have a call to action because we want to invite you to lock arms and really elevate your vision, your business, your life, your legacy, and we want to help you elevate with us. Okay, so that's our goal, that's our intention in this conversation. So Devann, myself, and Zay are going to have a conversation about entrepreneurship and go from there. So I'm going to add Devann as a moderator and see if that works. I'm also playing Zay with the technology because I've done a couple of lives with other people, and it's just like learning how to do it more effectively. So guys, bear with us as we're navigating the technology piece so we can have fun in this together. So but as you're tuning on here, share where you're located geographically. So we got Mark in Maryland. Hi Mark, welcome. Great to have you. Great to see you in Zay's is in Virginia. I'm in New Jersey, so we're all on the East Coast. But as you're hopping on your live, or when you catch the replay, please comment and let us know where you're based geographically. I think it'd be really, really cool. All right, so I'm accepting Devann on here. Okay, cool, awesome. So let us know what question we can ask for, where you stuck, and then we can. This is a live dialogue. Hi,
Hey,
hi,
hey, what's good? Can you hear me?
we can hear you. Yes.
Let's go.
So
I love the Japanese
thank,
background. Let's go.
thank you. That's my cherry
Yeah,
blossom. Yes, yes. Thank
with
you
the
so
cherry blossom.
much. Thank you. Thank you. So we got Devann and we got Xaye here with us, and we're going to have a conversation about the forecasting entrepreneurship and leadership in general. Like, we just want to have an open dialogue and really serve our collective audiences on what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Of course, I'm open to your ideas, both of you, and where we want to go. This is a conversation, of course, that we want to add value. And I shared this in the beginning when Xaye hopped on. Our intention is to add value, contribute to your lives, give you some tips that will help elevate what you're up to in life, business, where you're going. Actually, and the funny thing I want to say, not funny, the cool thing I want to say is all three of us are doing 75 hard. So I want to
Oh, yeah.
point that, right? I just want to point that out. Say, y'all, if you have not done 75 hard, you get to do
Day
75
eight, day
hard.
eight.
Day 8?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, so good. So good. I'm on day 69.
Let's
Oh
go.
wow.
Right?
Okay. We got
One
some catching
more
up to do.
have one more week, less than a week. Hi, Charles. Hi, Andre. Welcome, guys. So good to see many of you hopping on. As you're hopping on, say hello, say what's up. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and also post your question. What would you like help with in this session, so we can all three of us are coaches, by the way. We all have businesses, and we have a vision of elevating people that want to take their business, their life to the next level, leadership and all that good stuff. So we're partnering together on this live to pour into each and every one of you and then go from there. So do you guys want to share a little bit about your backgrounds, and then we can just jump in? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
So, you want to go, Zay?
You can start, Devann.
Okay, so
Yeah.
but hello everyone. So for those who don't know, my name is Devann Edwards, and along the left of side of me, can you see it? The left side or right side? So
Yes.
the left side, we have Xaye, my beautiful partner, and we are accountability consultants, and we help support entrepreneurs to stay on track and follow through on their commitments, and also use effective strategies to boost profitability along the way. So one of the things we're really passionate about is, even before the passion, is like we're passionate about supporting entrepreneurs, but we realized something that was affecting us, and that was the direction we get to go in our life. And so oftentimes, like, entrepreneurs starting off, or even at every level of every stage of the journey, people, we always strategize, we're planning, we're like, oh, I'm going to do this, but but our business loses direction at some point. And it's like, what is that thing that really holds it in tight, so the direction is clear, the direction is progressive? And for us, we found out that was accountability. And so we wanted to pay that forward by providing accountability for entrepreneurs who often lose direction, who really want to move forward and be accountable in their business and leverage their time whilst growing their profits.
So good. Amazing. Thank you, Devann. So good. Xaye, go ahead. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, all of what he's had, and you know, we as we grow, we just realize the importance it is to be accountable. You know, entrepreneurship is so important, and I wish that, you know, I feel like we know because we're in the community and this is what we do, but I really wish the world was more conscious of how impactful entrepreneurship is. And, you know, not only on a personal level, because on a personal level, like, just the freedom, you know, that we get to create whenever we're being ourselves and serving, being in contribution and serving the world, you know, from a place of strength in the best way we know how. And so you know, you know, just everything Devann said, and really just, you know, learning to connect with each other. And so even like what we're doing today, on this live, you know, connecting with each other, you know, spreading the word, but then also letting people know, like, you don't have to do this journey alone. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, we think like, I got it, you know, self-made and all that. And that's just not true. It's so much more fun, and it's so much more impactful when you're helping more people, and you're in community and you're doing it with people who you love being around, right? So definitely, you know, if you're an entrepreneur, first of all, let us know who are the people you help. In the comments, type who do you help, what do you do, and if you're not an entrepreneur, you know, what do you do, how do you, you know, give back to the world, give back to the community, what are you doing? Because, you know, you definitely matter. And so it's really important that we are sharing our stories and we are living in community with each other, because, you know, we all have something to share. So yeah, it's all about us, you know, connecting and loving on each other, and most importantly, being ourselves. So yes, Zina,
I love it so much. And something you both said, one of our mentors, because we all worked with the Michael Strasner, said to live is to give, right? And that's really what you're saying. And it's really, really true, because we're here on this planet to give, to contribute. We're living to give, right? And that's really what you're saying, Zay. And I love what you're saying, both of your hearts. And that's why I love being with both of you and being with our community, because we're very heart-centered and we really care about people, right? So a business is about people, right? And if you don't have a business, that's cool. You may have like a vision of having a side hustle maybe, but still, even a side hustle contributes to people, right? It's like you're making a difference either way.
Yeah.
It's a people game. It really is. It's like, it's a relationship game, right? It's a connection game, right? And it is so critical to have accountability, like both of you said, and it is crucial, because you can't lone wolf it as an entrepreneur. And if y'all are a lone wolf, comment lone wolf, or if you're a recovering lone wolf, I want you to comment lone wolf. A lone wolf. You know what I'm saying? So
No. But yeah, Zina, tell some of the audience that may not know you about you.
oh yes, of course. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I work with so I multifaceted. So I'm a 2 times Amazon best-selling co-author. A lot of people don't know that about it. I don't really promote that as much, right? In addition, I work with clients privately or in groups, and I really help them reinvent themselves. For example, like if you're in corporate and you want to build a side hustle and you're not sure where to start, and maybe you've started businesses while you're in a job and you failed, but were not successful in crossing that bridge. I know what it takes. I've been there. I come from the corporate background, and I can help you speed the journey and really create a smooth transition from working in a job to building a side hustle or a business that really fills your spirit and actually makes a difference in the world, right? Which is what our collective goals are, is making a difference, right? So that's pretty much what I do. So it's very much focused on results, very much focused on leadership, because everything is leadership. And a lot of people, in my experience, it is more like how they lead themselves in the day, how they lead the priorities that they have, from my experience, right? Even myself, right? And it is a transition, because if someone's used to working in an office, there's a structure in an office. Now you go into entrepreneurship, you got to create your own structure. But if you're not a well-disciplined person, you're going to flounder, right? It's like there's a transition. It's a mindset transition. It's everything, right? Because what it takes to be an entrepreneur, there's certain, in my experience, there are gaps in terms of closing skills, right? So 2 things I'm seeing with people, right? A lot of them are like in a space of like, I'm not sure what business to build, but not really noticing all the gifts that they've created in the corporate world, because everything that you've done in the corporate world is absolutely transferable in the business space. Absolutely. You just got to use what you want to use, right? Or leverage what you want to leverage. The other thing I'm seeing in my experiences is a gap is when people transition, they just don't have the structure. You know what I mean? They just flounder. They don't have the structure. They're all over the place. They're maybe they're not disciplined. And my main focus right now, as we're stepping into the finalizing the 3rd quarter of this year, stepping into Q4, going into 2024, is really leading people to successfully build thriving side hustles that they want to build, and transitioning out of a job, if that's what you want, that's cool too, and also getting healthy in the process. We do Spartans. I do Spartans. I lead teams and Spartans. I personally do them myself and all that stuff. So just a little bit about my backgrounds. I have
Yeah.
fitness, HR background. I have a corporate background. I have coaching background. All together, encapsulated to make a difference. That's it. Leadership too.
Love it. And it's what you said was interesting because as you said, like helping people like transition from like the corporate world to like the entrepreneurial world. And one thing that literally that came up for me was like remember 10x is easier than 2x.
Exactly.
And it's like when people have something that they do, but it's like there's oftentimes it's like that bridge. What the gap is like. The gap to bridge is that vision. Is like is it do you have a mission now for this skill that you have? Do you have a mission now for this thing that you currently do, but it's not serving you, it's not serving anyone around you? So it's like now that transition is like that's the 10x as well.
Oh.
And really get, as you said, like get into another mindset of like, oh, I can do this in a bigger way, and it'll be not only easier on my mind, body, and spirit, but it'll be easier for every aspect of my life, you know. So
yeah,
that's very important.
Really, really huge. So like maybe they have a goal, but it's not a vision. They're separate, two separate, right? You might have a goal to achieve something, but what is the higher calling to achieve? You know what I mean? It's just two distinctions. And in my experience, people collapse that. It's like they intertwine the two, and they're actually very, very different, you know? So
yeah, most definitely. So I do have a question.
Yeah.
And so what we was talking earlier and was like, how should we describe the discussion, or like even stuff what we're speaking about? And for me, what came up was the forecast for entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And it's like,
yep.
And so we're in 2023, but we wasn't always in 2023, and we're not always going to be in 2023. So it's like, and as entrepreneurs, it's like we're in a space where we get to be innovative. And so for me, I was breaking down like, okay, forecast. Okay, what does that mean? It's like forecast. It reminds me of like seeing beyond, or like you know, we have foresight. Like as everyone can see what's in front of them. Well, some can't. I mean, you're blind, but that's another story. But like if some people have, like, not everyone has sight, but like everyone gets the ability to have foresight and see beyond their current condition. And it's like one thing I noticed is about like being an entrepreneur, being in entrepreneurship, is like being in certain environments or being around people gives us like foresight in towards what's coming ahead and how we get to prepare better and how we get to show up better in our lives. So like I want to ask both of you, like how do you see like how did you see entrepreneurship, like, and how do you see entrepreneurship like flourishing moving forward?
Zay, let's start with.
What's your forecast? You know?
Start with Zay, and I'll jump in.
It's funny because I was kind of saying that before. You know, can y'all hear this lawnmower?
No.
Somebody.
No,
okay, somebody mowing grass. So I thought it was getting super loud, but if it is, just let me know. I'll move. But yeah. So I was actually kind of hitting on that too. For me, you know, when I think of just entrepreneurship, I want to start there. Entrepreneurship is, I really think, it is a reflection of life. You know what I mean? Like just the principles that we get and the things that we learn, they are so in alignment with natural laws, you know, something simple as like gravity, or, you know, like I really feel like entrepreneurship is, and I think it's, for my opinion, I think it actually is what we're supposed to be doing. Because like and we all have our own beliefs, but the way the world has come about, like being in a job, first of all, we're not in industrial times anymore. Like it doesn't work. But really connecting with yourself and figuring out how can you serve something that you enjoy doing that is also a contribution to, you know, the community. You know, that's in the most simplest terms, what entrepreneurship is. And oh, by the way, obviously get paid for your gifts, because in order for you to keep giving, you know, if you're being filled up, if you're being blessed for something that only you can do, right, and then you're able to bless other people by, you know, paying them with what they're blessed with, you know, that for me, that would like be, you know, you know, that's what the vision is for me when it comes to entrepreneurship, really empowering people to go ahead and get paid for what you're good at, get paid at what you do, and then you are living in a higher vibration. You're living, you know, from a place of contribution, from a place of love, from a place of authenticity. But when you are, you know, one way at work, and then you at home another way, and then you a different way with your partner. Oh snap, look at me. It kind of, it confuses us, and it creates chaos, and you know, it just kind of messes us up, because we like, okay, who am I? What am I doing? I'm not happy. This is this. I can't focus. But it's like when you like really are just being and doing all from a place of being. In my opinion, right, I really believe like entrepreneurship is the answer of how we are supposed to be living, you know, in our personal economies. And also it's a ripple effect, because it is contribution to the bigger picture, and it gives back to the world. And again, only you can do that thing, right? Because it's inside of you. And so my vision, y'all can't hear this lawnmower?
A little bit, but it's okay.
Okay,
We can hear you loud and clear. Go for it.
okay.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
So if that was the forecast, that's the vision I'm gonna hold high. Everybody, you know, working and living and getting paid for living. I know that's kind of like fantasy, but imagine getting paid for doing something that you're passionate about and that's in line with you. Like your energy, your mood, your focus, you know, your money, everything is gonna be elevated. So that's my vision. That's my forecast for entrepreneurship. As far as myself, you know, I'm speaking this from a very stretchy place, right? I'm holding that, and also even for myself, I don't get to. I get to be 100% in everything that we're being, and also like continuing to be generous and offer and stretching myself in ways that I don't know yet. You know, if it's something that I haven't experienced, how can I say it's not for me, or I don't like it, right?
Yeah.
Or you know, how can I say that's not for me? So really continue to grow and put myself in uncomfortable new situations, so I can grow as a person, which will transform into my leadership and, you know, who I am as a person, so I can be a bigger impact, and I can continue to grow my vision and keep going. So yeah, that's my forecast. That's my vision as far as entrepreneurship. I'm excited to hear what you're gonna say, Zina.
So good. Love this conversation. And guys, as you're tuning on, if you resonate with anything that's being shared, hi there. I'm seeing many people, Annie and other people.
Hey, everyone.
Yes, yeah. As you're hopping on, ask questions. Ask us questions like, what is your business in? Who are you contributing to? What is a question that you would like for us to solve for you in this session while we're here live? And if you actually catch the replay afterwards and have a question for us, just comment below the video and then tag all of us, and we will support you with whatever question you have related to getting you, moving you forward. So I love your vision, Xaye and Devann. And to answer the question about forecasting with entrepreneurship is I believe entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It really isn't. I will say, I'll be really bold to say that, right? I do believe, though, that everyone gets to have a side hustle outside of their job. Here's why. Because I worked in corporate, I worked in HR, I laid people off, I fired people pretty much, right? And I was fired too. I was laid off from jobs, right? So that happens. It's just part of the workforce, right? The workforce, right? I do believe, though, that it takes a level of leadership mindset to be an entrepreneur, and it isn't for everyone, and it's okay if it's not for everyone, right? And it's cool because it really requires a level of personal development and a huge up leveling in personal development to be an entrepreneur, in my experience, right? So and then the other thing is, as far as the side hustle, jobs come and go. And with the forecast right now, like we have AI, like ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, we got a lot of new things emerging in the marketplace with technology and all that stuff. And entrepreneurship is I look at it this way, it's an interpretation. It's what you do with it, right? How do you want to look at it? How do you want to build in that space? But I also believe that people can be part-time entrepreneurs and have a full-time thriving job. That's cool too. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to like leave because I know many executives that work in corporates, like IT executives, etc. They're really happy with what they do, but I know inside them they have a calling for something bigger. And that's where they can build a side hustle on the side while they're in their jobs and leverage that income from their job to build that side hustle. And they get to choose once they get to the point of like, I'm just going to leave this job and focus 100% on building this business, then they can totally go for it. But like I said, like with AI and everything that's coming in the marketplace, like it's exciting because we can totally leverage technology to catapult and 10x what we're
Yeah.
building. And there's a gap there, right? Because not a lot of people know about chat. Still, believe it or not, not a lot of people use
Real
ChatGPT.
talk. Yeah.
And I'm like, I have some clients, like I was talking to a past client this week, and he's like, oh, I've heard of it, but I haven't done much research. Complete analyzer, right? And I'm like, that's cool, but oh, you got to like get with the game. Like you got to get with it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't be like behind the curve. You want to be like
Yeah.
ahead of the curve when it comes to those things because you're building, right? So I believe that people who are pioneers and want to build and latch onto a bigger vision or calling than themselves, they're the ones that are going to catapult and move forward and also lead other people to move forward with them. But again, it's not for everyone. It really isn't. And it's okay if it's not for everyone. That's just my belief and my forecast on it.
Yeah, that's fair. And like it's funny because one thing that even I heard from even both of you is like this is the key thing. Like everyone, you don't have to write this down. I mean, just kind of imprint it on your head, I guess. But it's so simple. Know what you want.
100%. Yeah.
Like as you're moving forward, like, everything. The times are gonna be uncertain. It's just what it is. But you have to be certain within yourself, because it's like there's a book called the Secret of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv
I
Eker. It's
love
like
that book. Yeah.
the inner world creates the outer world. So it's
Sure.
like it doesn't matter what's going on in there. Like, dude, what's going on in here first? Like what do you want? And then you could go analyze what you have to do to get what you want, or to bring more of those things into your life or integrate into your life, however you choose to. But it's like, okay, AI is coming, you know, I mean, or AI is here, you know,
Yeah.
we got free energy technologies coming soon, flying cars, who knows what's gonna happen.
True.
It's like it's gonna come, but it's like, how are you gonna be going forward? Like that's like, what's your foresight for this forecast, for your personal forecast?
Exactly.
You're like how do you see yourself moving forward? Do you not see yourself forward? Do you need help with that? Do you need support of that? What is that one thing that will take you to that next level? What is that one thing that will move you from uncertainty to certainty in your life? Like we have to we have to start asking ourselves these questions.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just gonna be stuck. It don't matter. It doesn't matter what comes and goes. We still remain.
Yeah.
You know.
Good. So good. Yeah, I have a question for both of you. What would you say to someone who doesn't have clarity? They don't know what they want. Like what are some things that can help them get grounded in having that laser focused clarity so they can build something that is inspiring, forwarding, you know what I mean, going from there. Hey Nick. Nick is a serial ninja. He's actually one of our trainers, KO. He's multifaceted. I love you, Nick. You're awesome. I'm gonna actually see Nick in a couple hours later. So I'll see you, Nick, at the club. You know what I mean? So just yeah. So but yeah, like I'm really curious because there are many people in my experience that struggle with what do they want? What is like how do I get clear? You know, they're waffling, for lack of better words. They're waffling. So how would you guys like what are some tips that can help them with that?
And you guys say?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I would say get out in the world and play life. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I would say, and just what I was saying earlier, like we can't say what we don't know or what we are afraid of or what's not for us. This is again my belief. We can't say that until we get on the playing field. Like I used to be so afraid to do live videos. Like it would literally, like and this is I can't. I'm like just thinking. I would literally.
She's not joking. She's not joking. She's not joking.
I would literally say I would literally say I'm gonna do a live, and I would set everything up, and it would take me 6 hours, 8 hours later to actually execute on the thing because I was so afraid. And I used to write literally every single word and read off the paper because I was so afraid of lives. Now, honey, you tell me we going live, honey. I'm like, let's go. Listen, I showed up today, product all in my hair, because I'm like, what's up? I love being on camera. Like, this is my jam, honey. But I was so afraid. I'm telling y'all can go back on my YouTube. Y'all can go back on my social media. Like, I literally, you could see me reading the paper, scared. I was so scared, stumbling, like it was a hot mess. But I didn't know that until I got uncomfortable and I figured out, like, okay, this is for me. I mean, it was some long days and it was scary and I hated it. And I was like, why am I even putting myself through this? But then whenever I started to play and it really like commit, now it's like, okay, tell me we're going live, I'm gonna check myself out real quick. But then we're going live, honey. So, in order to get clarity, you don't know until I didn't like avocados. It took me my third time to eat avocados. Now I eat avocados like every day, but I thought like, oh, I don't like it, But now I'm clear. It's a part of my breakfast every single day. So really, like, just getting out there and doing the things to know, you know what I'm saying? You got to know what you don't do. And then especially like whenever we are in communities around people who are really passionate about the things that we don't know, or we think that, is for us, you find out real quick. Okay. Like for instance, we were with health and I like doing healthy stuff. I like eating healthy. I like to challenge myself in healthy ways. Hence why we're doing 75 hard right now. And I know now after working with people, doing challenges with people, coaching people on them getting healthy, that ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I had to go through the process of leading people to, to realize, okay, this ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm very clear. I get to, I get to encourage people, but I don't want to be paid to coach you to be healthy because it ain't for me. So I don't know throughout that story if that answered the question, but I would say just get out and try things and go all in. You can't say, oh, I'm trying this, or I was in the room but I didn't raise my hand. You know what I'm saying? You can't play 50%. Either you playing or you not. Like, be on the field in your life to get the full experience, to know, okay, this is for me, this is not. Either it is or it's not. You can't say, oh, I kind of did it, because you still gonna be confused. So go all the way and seek new experiences that you haven't experienced yet.
So good. It's amazing.
Yeah, that is good. It's like the avocado thing made me laugh, but it's so true because the thing is, I've been watching Zay's journey the whole time. Like, we've been together. It's just funny, but it's also beautiful as well because we had a lot of avocados and we eat them every day, nearly every day. So I'm like, wow, it's happening. But in terms of like clarity, it it can be simple and it can be simple not to because clarity, I think for me, is clarity has to be claimed. I say that clarity has to be claimed because you literally have to ask yourself and be okay with the answer. What do I mean by that? What's important to you? Someone will be like, oh, I got a lot of things important with me. Okay, make a list, right? What's the top 5 things that are important to you in your life right now? I was like, oh, so then they're like, oh yeah, I wrote it down. So what do I go next? Okay, be real with yourself. Is this more important than this? If yes, that goes up the list. If this is less important, then put it down to the less important list. Like, color code it. Do whatever you need to do. But once you know what your priority is, like once you know what's important to you, it opens you up now to the possibilities of what you actually wanna do in your life. And so one thing that helped me was so we might not realize this, but in every aspect of our life, like anything we want to do or anything we feel clouded around, is some level of fear. It's some level of fear, and we just have to identify that. We just have to we literally have to be real with ourselves. Like for me it was I had a fear of failure. So I remember back in school I used to literally, I was like at one point I was the fastest in my year, but I didn't like competitions. I didn't like people watching me as I'm running. It's so weird. But as I was like, what? I was trying out for like the big athletics competitions, and I would literally self-sabotage. I was like, oh, I'll be winning. I'll be like, I don't want to win, and I literally retract. But
Mm.
why? Why did I retract? It's because, firstly, what was important to me was not in alignment with this thing that I was doing. Like, I wasn't running for competition. I was running for the fun of it, but it became less fun. But I still try to go against it. I still try to do it to grab this thing that I wanted. But it was clashing. It was clashing. It wasn't what I wanted in the bigger picture of things. So
Mm.
then I had to realize that, and I had to grow beyond that. I had to get clear, and then now to say, okay, what is important to me? Yeah, okay, I like to be healthy. I'm still gonna run for fun, but I'm not gonna do this. And then I moved to football, and I enjoyed football, and that was a great process for me. It was fun, and I enjoyed that form of competition because I'm a team player. I like team sports.
Mm.
So that worked for me. Okay, and so you have to understand like what works for you as well. Like what works for you in this current moment before you start challenging yourself to go beyond. What works for you currently in your life right now? What is yeah, you got sometimes we have to take baby steps before we make that bigger step. But I will say something that I've learned recently, even at the mastermind we went to, is that the speed of you processing information correlates to the speed of your results. So if you got so much clutter in your mind, and if you got so much clutter in your mind, but you wanna move faster, you wanna move more efficient, you have to be able to process that information quickly as soon as possible. So now, of course, now you gotta ask yourself. Now you know what you want. You wanna get this result so quickly, right? So now, what you get to do is analyze. Okay, what can I do to get this information processed quickly? How about, I mean, you might not like it. You might not want to do it. If Chat GPT, how about that?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is what I want. What can I do to get what I want? You can literally type that into Chat GPT, and
Yeah.
then literally it'll come up with a whole list of answers that you get to choose from.
Yeah.
And so now that releases that helps you process quickly. Like we're in a time where information moves fast.
So
So
fast.
there's not really an excuse. There's no excuse
Yeah.
to what we get to do. And so yeah, I want to say like know what you want, know what's important to you. Ask yourself what works for you, and then ask yourself again, how can I process that information in the fastest way possible that works for me as well.
So good. So amazing. I love what you said. And mind your life. Oh yeah, you're here. You can't.
My phone because it was too hot. Y'all know how them
Okay,
iPhones be doing.
I
Let me fix it.
so good, so good. Clarity gets to be claimed. That landed for Mindy. I'm sorry, Mind Your
Mind your
Life.
life.
Heartfully, heartfully. Yes. So, what's your name, love? Tell us your name. I just like knowing
Yeah,
people's names. That landed. That landed
I
for
like
her.
names as well. I like names as well.
Yeah, so good. And I love what you said, Devann, which is a couple of things. So it's like what's working, connecting with the fun of things versus the fear, and also noticing the fear. Like you both actually spoke about fear, like fear of like you didn't like to be like you just didn't like that level of competition. You wanted to invite fun, right? And then they shared something about her fear of getting on video. I had a similar fear, Zay. Like I'm very outgoing, but in the beginning years ago when I was put on a challenge to get on video, I was like, I don't know. I like being on video, but my biggest fear was I didn't want to be judged. You know what I mean? Like that's a fear of mine. I don't want to be judged. What are people gonna say? Anyway, they're just who the hell cares? Like just be you. You know what I mean? Like seriously, I'm just like at that point, like, but it comes like a lot of people like look at us maybe and they're like, oh my god, they're so confident, they know what they're doing, but you don't know the journey that got us to this point. Like people don't see, like they see the glory, but they don't know the story. right?
Yes.
So they see the glory,
Yes.
but they don't know the whole story. There's an evolution for all of us. Like we all, I can safely say
Mhm.
this, we all got to overcome traumas, fears, things like that, so we can be the people that we want to be to serve the clients and the people that we want to serve, right? And I'm sharing this for everyone here because our invitation is that you are also that lighthouse for your people in your tribes, right? It's like we're all, each and every one of us is a lighthouse for our tribes, because some people will connect with me or resonate with me, others will resonate with Devann, with Xaye, like different people. We all have different messages, and we all could be saying the same thing, but different people will hear it differently, because they
Yeah.
are like, oh, I love Devann's energy, I'm like so into Devann or Xaye or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like that's just people, right? And so our invitation is that if you do have a message, and I know you do, we all have a message, that you go out there and share that message from your heart
Yes.
with the intent of contributing to other people and elevating other people. Like our hearts is that we want other people around us to rise. We want other people to thrive, not survive, thrive. Not
Exactly.
survive, right? Just want to emphasize that, right? So yeah, thank you guys for sharing. I will add to this conversation about clarity is one thing I tell people or share with them, that if they're not clear on what to do, I have them actually connect with what are they great at? Like
Mm.
what is their natural born gift? Like what are they really
Yeah.
skilled at? And if they're not sure, ask your top 5 friends or top 5 people in your circle.
Yes.
Ask them, what do you see, like what do you come to me for and why, right? Because we all, like all of us, we have people come to us for different pieces of advice. So you want to spot the theme. What is the theme? What is the through line? What do people come to you for mostly? And that could be a hint on what your gift is. So that will help with clarity.
That's good.
Share that.
Mhm.
And I would just, based on what you said, just trust yourself. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I think life is meant to be explored and experienced, and just try new things and be okay to graduate different things or different areas of your life. And so, just trust that you know uh, the universe got you. That's what I would say. Like,
Yeah.
get experience, like create memories, explore. I think that's what life is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing, like not only what you said as well, like trust in yourself, and then what you said, Zina, about asking your friends, like, oh, what works for me? Like what am I good at? And so that literally from both what you said, it's like you establish trust within yourself, and then you establish trust with people around you as well. So it's that's kind of the definition of igniting community in your life as well. Like community, so like especially right now, like if you're not in a community that's aligned with your values, or you've been like that's a forecast for bad weather in your life. I predict bad weather. He's like, what the?
I agree.
It's like community is so important.
So
You
Yes.
have to be around the right people, and it's like
Environment.
literally, and like even like being in environments of youth, it's like it's so refreshing because it's just in alignment. Everything flows. Like being in with other entrepreneurs is like we all have the same a similar vision and direction and focus to where we're going, and that's what anchors us as well. That's what anchors us in our journey. So like let me ask you as well. Like so like what's the question? How do you see what's the importance for you in terms of the power of like really igniting community in our life? Like what does that look like for you?
igniting community, being part of a community. I belong
Yeah.
to, I belong and created several communities. In my experience, community creates connection, and connection is more of a long, like people talk about accountability, right? And they wanting accountability. There's no way you're going to be accountable to yourself solo. That just not ain't happening.
Exactly.
It just ain't happening, right? But the benefit of being in a community, and I say this because I co-lead a community at a local kickboxing studio. That's a community that I co-lead, right? The people who are really successful are the ones who are plugged into the community. The ones
Yes.
who are not thriving are the ones who are disconnected from the community. That's my experience. So what does that mean? It means that you want to show up, right? It's like that's like I say this all the time. I teach kickboxing classes like twice a week. I tell people 80% of success is showing up. 20%, you just gotta like we'll close the gap there. It's not a big deal. But 60% is the showing up piece. And for a lot of people, that's an obstacle. Showing up for themselves, showing up for their goals, showing up for their vision, showing up for what matters for them. Being in like if someone is like being in a state that doesn't serve them, you're not showing up for you. You're actually showing up for what's not working. You know what I mean? So that's it's hard to say, but it is actually true. So it's like, what are you showing up for? So it's Ignites community, to answer your question, is bringing people together that are like-minded, driven, ambitious. They have a similar vision. They have a similar outcome that they want to create. They have like this, like there's a purpose. You know what I mean? There's a purpose behind this community, right? There's what we're targeting, that we're here to like, create this result, right? So there's a very it's a focus, right? It's like, what are we focusing on? Like, I'll just give an example. Like, even with the kickboxing community, we have people come take classes and stuff, but not everyone is gonna do Spartans with us, and that's fine. But we do have a community of people that are like, I want to do 1 Spartan this year, and that's a big stretch for them. That's cool. Or I want to do 3 Spartans and be a trifecta. That's a stretch for them. You know what I'm saying? Similarly, in the business context, like, in the business space, like you have people, entrepreneurs, like maybe a breakthrough for them would be enrolling their first client. Like that's great. But in order to create that result, you get to work, first of all, work with someone, number one, right? Because you can't do it solo. And then number 2, you get to be in a community of people who have the same vision and same target, so that we're all thriving together and growing together. It's the same thing like with different levels of income in business, right? Maybe success for someone will be hitting their first 50K in business for the first year. That's huge. Maybe they've replaced their full-time job's salary in that first year of business. That's a win, right? So, but you got to help with people in a similar community that are driven to that result. Otherwise, you're just not going to create it, because it ain't gonna happen solo. It's just not. You know what I mean? It's just not. I'm just being, yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, to ignite community.
Yeah, like what is like, how powerful has community been for you?
100%. Because I'm gonna be real. Like I'm the kind of person, I just like to show up and play. I had to learn to enjoy practicing and training. I just like to show up and play. But studying, practicing, training, like what you do behind closed doors, that's the 80%, right? Sure. So being in communities that help me to a higher standard, like, girl, I'm being transparent, we don't get to wing it. Cause I'm just like, let's go, honey. We ain't got time to practice. Let's just go. Let's do it. But so being in communities that really care about the quality of who I am, or the craft, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And so being in communities, again, I think we're all saying the same thing. But that has that vision of the result that I want, and that has that, like, those tweaks and the things that I have blind spots to, right? And then also being in a community.
Yeah.
We all do, yeah.
We all have spots, yeah.
Yeah, and then also being in a community that, again, the standards are high. So it's not like I can just come and be casual. It's like I got to show up and bring my best self every single time. Yeah. And like having, I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. I know, like, for our business, I need to throw myself into something intense so I can, grow and stretch into it. But if it's something where it's like, we just kumbaya-ing, I'm going to see y'all after hours.
Yeah. I'm all about
Winging it only works for the birds. Let's just say that. We're humans here, guys. Winging it only works for the birds. It's like, the birds, they can fly. We can't just be flying out here. We can't just be flying.
Yeah, and also somebody you can hear. You know, you want to be a part of a community, you want to follow tribes and leadership of someone who you're actually willing to follow. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like, you know, there are plenty of coaches out there, plenty of mentors, you know. Most of them have had some of my money, and it's great because I definitely learned. And I just realized I have to be honest, like, I can't hear you. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear what he's saying. Like, he's saying stuff, but what you're saying now, I gotta go and study. I need somebody to also hold my hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you telling me this thing, but you're not giving me the full. I need steps A through Z. Don't be missing out B, C because I should have learned it, because maybe I didn't, or I thought I knew it, but I haven't applied it, so I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for me, I need somebody to. I need a lot of pressure. I know that's kind of weird because, you know, I like, again, the step by step. I like things to do and things that I can grow into. So looking for a community of somebody who can lead me and then I'm willing to be coached by.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. There was something at the tip of my tongue. I was going to say it. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah. Continue to
Kill yourself.
It's coming. It'll come.
You answer that question about the community. Yeah. So So I think I answered it. But community for me, like the power of community is untold. Like literally, I wouldn't be in entrepreneurship if I wasn't introduced to a community.
If I had to figure it out by myself, I would have gave up.
Like literally, I wouldn't even had an incline of what I truly wanted.
Maybe
if I was not in a if it wasn't nurtured in an environment, like I had the idea, I was like, okay, it's cool, but it's like when I was going to other environments, it made it more real for me.
Yes.
You know, it made it possible. It made it like, oh, this is really possible. Like these are not just, it's not just all in my head.
Yeah, and it gives you confirmation of what's already inside of you. It like makes things make sense. Like because we all have like something inside of us that guides us. And sometimes we need the outside validation. So when we're in communities of people who are progressing just like us, it kind of be like, man, I know I ain't crazy. I know I'm grounded. I know like this is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we're born into families and we all are different. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, you're like, I don't know how we got the same blood. But, you know, but just your family, but, you know, it's just something. But whenever you go outside and you create a family, that again, like, y'all just got the same lingo. Y'all got the same energy. Y'all got the same mindset. Y'all got the same, you know, focus and targets. It's like, it kind of like, it increases your confidence and be like, you know, for you to see yourself and acknowledge yourself, to be like, I'm not the only one, and it's so freeing.
So good. The what came to me and that it came back to me is the biggest deception that people tell themselves is they can do it by themselves. That's the biggest deception. That you like, I got this, I can do it on my own, I can figure this out. No, I mean, in my experience, in order to move fast and create results quickly, you got to work with someone who can support you and guide you through your journey. Because I know, just even working with a coach or a trainer, and I work with many, by the way, so I work with several, as both of you do, we all do, right? It really closes the gap with speed. So if someone is creating results quickly, you find someone that you, like you said, Zay, that you resonate with, that you can hear, and they can help you close that gap quickly. But really the biggest deception I'm seeing in my experience is that believing that, oh, I got this, or I already belong to a community, or like what you don't know what you don't know. Like you said, we blind spots. Like, yes, you can be part of a community, but if you're just limited to that community, you're only limited to that community's mindset and that community's ecosystem, how they operate. Different communities operate differently from my experience, because I belong to them. So I'm like, I'm in this community, I'm in that community. Some communities I lead or co-lead, others I'm just a participant, and that's cool. I can't be like, you know what I mean? I'm like not spreading myself too thin with co-leading many things, right? But it's like you see the different energies and the different things and the different communities that we all belong to, right? And it's also looking at what is something that you can grasp from being part of this community that will propel you forward. You know what I mean? Like that's how we all met. The three of us is part of this, like the hardcore community. Basically, is how we all met, right? So, what's
Yeah, and then there are different there are different communities for different parts of you as well. Because I hear what you're saying as far as like you're a part. So I mean, you know, I'm trying to think. So I'll just say even we being transparent. Even me, like really again, because I can see myself. I'm a leader, right? You know that I can identify, but me actually acknowledging and nurturing being a woman. Like I know I'm a woman, but like to nurture like I am a woman. So, you know, I in those communities I'm kind of in the background because I'm like, this is kind of new to me being all, you know, sensual and graceful and all that. Like that's new. But I'm in those Facebook groups, for example, and it's a different energy, you know, soft girl, luxury. You know, I'm learning. I'm like, I'm like on level 3K. Help us to style, you know. But it's interesting, like what you're saying, like for different, it's a whole different energy in those groups versus like my business group. So it's interesting that it's okay to, you know, maybe I'm not co-leading those groups, or I'm not like really seen in those groups, because it's a journey for me to really, you know, cultivate that part of myself, and it is also a part of me, and I acknowledge that as well.
Yeah, and it's also like connecting to like what do we value and like what we curious about, because oftentimes when Zina's like, I remember you saying like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm in this already, or this that, but are you? It's like, are you?
That's kind of, he trying to get back at me for that. But I just
like, how do you know? How do you know? That's a funny joke. Napoleon. Okay, but yeah, how do you know? And I remember there's a poem I wrote a few years back, and in that, one of the lines were, if you argue with your limitations, you'll most likely keep them.
Yes. Whatever you're resistant to, hold on, what's that quote? What you resist persists.
Indeed.
It's the same thing, and that's true.
So it's like, are you trying to keep your limitations, or are you trying to release your limitations? That's the question we get to ask ourselves every time we encounter resistance. Every time we encounter something that we think we know, but we really don't know.
So good. So we talked about clarity, contribution, community. Any last words before we wrap up, Zay and Devann?
You know what? I would say I would ask whoever is in the audience is like what do you value? Do you value community? Do you value making a big impact in your sphere in the world in general? Do you value contribution? Do you not see what lies ahead for you in your journey? Do you want to see what could be a possibility for you in your journey? And again, if you've answered those questions, or if you've written down the questions and you really take them in, and if any of this resonates with you, like we invite you to really be in community with us as well, and we invite you to, like, for lack of better terms, get in the zone of what that looks like for you. Like get in the zone of what that looks like for you. Like what's really your next level? What is really your next level? And yeah, just what is really your next level? That's like just ask and answer the questions that you get to ask. Like answer the questions for yourself, and answer the questions to yourself honestly, authentically, and allow it to empower you instead of disempower you. And
and I would say, because and being, how do they? It's a quote that I'm trying to remember, but I don't remember. But I would just say, if you really want to be in community, like, actually take action. And I don't know, I'll just go ahead and invite you all. Like, we're actually all going to be together again in November. And so definitely reach out to us if you actually like, you know what, I really like them, you know, or, you know, I really want to be in community. Maybe we can do a joint venture. You know, maybe we can just bring you into our community and hold each other accountable, whatever it may be. Or again, you know, I do tell people this. I don't know if people think I'm playing, but like one of my personal goals is to, you know, grow my network. You know what I'm saying? Not only for me, but for you, because I know that I have gifts and resources, and I want to grow with people around me. And I feel like if we attract each other, it's not it was that person who I walk past and I never see them again. It's like, why were we in this moment, in this time together? And so, you know, if you really want to connect with us, we're all going to be at another event at the end of November. It is called the Zone event, and we would love to meet you and be in community with you and see how we can support you and you can support us. So definitely reach out to us, reach out to Zina, reach out to me or Devann, and let's meet in Austin, Texas at the end of November, and let's see how we can support each other so we can all grow and all make a better impact together. Because if you watched us live, you know, there's something that we're energetically calling to each other. So let's figure it out. And maybe it's just us hanging out. Maybe we real homies and we don't know. Or maybe, you know what I'm saying, there's a piece of advice that you can give me, or you know what I'm saying. We never know, but we get to be on the field in life, and we get to figure it out and experience life together. So meet us at the Zone event at the end of November. That's what we're gonna be at.
Yeah, join us at Zone. Join us at Zone. And I'm gonna say another thing. So, like, literally, when you're in a compact space, and it's a network of heart-centered, like minds, high level entrepreneurs with thought process that think 5 years, 10 years, a century beyond, and then you're in proximity with that, your information processing is gonna go crazy. There's gonna be a shift. There's gonna be a breakthrough that's gonna really just take place, and that's happened for us. Like, we went to something a few months ago. It was like shifted the whole perception of what is possible, literally. So you want to be in that space. You want to be in that space.
And I will share, because I've been to Zone many, many times before COVID, because Shanda was hosting the Zone event. And my first year at Zone event was in 2017 in Los Angeles. And I'll share this with everyone because I was working in corporate consulting at the time, and I was happy with corporate consulting because I was like working for Samsung, doing some stuff with Samsung, even though I have an iPhone and I still love my iPhone, you know what I mean? Just saying. And I had both, right? But I like Samsung is great technology too. So anyway, so I was doing corporate consulting for them, and I was, you know, doing well financially, but there was a part of me that was like, there's more. I know I'm meant for more, and I just don't know what that is, right? And then I got the invitation, very similar to what we're inviting you to come into community. I got the invitation to go to the Zone event back in 2017, and I was there, and I met Shanda, who's our business coach actually, and everyone on the team and the hardcore team and the community. And I heard stories of people leaving their corporate jobs and building businesses. And I was like, oh my God, like I tried that many times and I failed flat on my face. Like something's not working, you know what I mean? And I believed like everything that she said. I was like, oh my God, this is my pathway. This is the door, right? And so I took that action and I started building my business, and I was able to leave my cushiony corporate consulting job and replace my income doing coaching and doing things that I love, and really design a schedule that works for me versus feeling like I got to be in the office. I have a long commute. Who here has a long commute? That was me. I was commuting long distances at least 2 hours a day for consulting. You know what I mean? Like that was not fun. Corporate, that's not fun, right? So if you're in that space and you're like, you know what, I know I'm meant for more, I know I want to do something different, I know I need a change, I just don't know what that is like, we invite you to join us at the Zone event at the end of November, and that could be your success story as well. I'm just sharing with you my personal story, and I've enrolled clients, my personal clients, to go to the Zone event as well, my clients, my friends, my family, like people in my network, because we all get to, like, you know, we hear this quote, iron sharpens iron, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
we want want to sharpen each other. We want to sharpen your skills, and we all can all contribute and arise. What's it called? Tide rises all ships, right? So we get to rise together as a team. So if you guys want to join us and participate with us, comment. I would say thank you, Devann, for posting the link. But you can also comment community or reach out to us directly. Just send us a private message. Any one of us, send us a private message, or just say community, I want to learn more. We'll connect with you, see if it aligns. If it does, we want you to join us. We'd love for you to join us. So anything else, guys? Or this was fun, by the way.
It's so fun.
So much fun.
It's so fun. Like, I can't wait to connect with you later on as well. But like, guys, honestly, like, you get to, whatever you do, whatever you want to do, own it. Own it. You get to. It's literally that time where we get to be innovative. We get to push the lid. We get to richly expand our consciousness. We get to be all that we can be. So just step into it.
Yeah.
We're doing the same, and it's a fun journey. And we encourage you to do the same.
Yeah.
Yes. My last words is do hard shit.
that's like 75 hard stuff, right? 75.
Oh yeah.
So,
but you know what? Like, since, oh man, I'm just doing a lot of hard shit right now. I mean, I'm being authentic, man, transparent, so we can land with the people. And things are just opening up. And you know what? I really thought the second workout, or let me see, I thought the second workout, maybe eating clean. What's the other thing? I thought those would be hard for me. Water has not been hard for me. Like, I'm done before the night. I'm not having to drink more than a gallon. The reading trying to get me. Yeah. The reading is hard for me. Like, to read 10 pages every day, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. But anyways, since I have committed to doing hard shit, so many things are opening up, and you know, it seems kind of like some of them I'm just like, oh my gosh, but I'm not emotional about a decision. I'm like, hey, this is what we got to do. Let's go, because it's like every level there's more opportunity. To every adverse reaction is an equivalent. What is it? Napoleon Hill. What he said?
A seed of equivalent benefit.
That. You know what I'm saying?
Again, there's always a bright side to the dark side. So they even put this in perspective. Whenever let's say the sun's out, you're facing the sun. What is behind you? Shadows. so look towards the light, guys, because the shadows they get left behind.
Yeah.
Right? They get to disperse.
Yeah.
So step into your light. Step into whatever that light looks like for you. That direction that's going to elevate you, and.
Yeah, and what I was saying was, and I'm serious. I know I play too much, but I'm serious, y'all. Do hard things, and the reason why I say that because I've been doing hard things lately, and I've just been like putting myself in environments that are stretching me, and the things that have been coming up, I have not been reacting in an emotional manner. It's like things have been happening, and I'm like, okay, solution, okay, it's gonna, and I'm just speaking into existence. Like. This is not, like, if I'm doing all this over here, this little thing, even though it sucks, inconvenient, I hate it, it ain't gonna stop me, you know what I'm saying? So I feel more powerful and strong since, like, just doing all this hard shit. So do hard shit.
I love it.
I'm sorry to be cussing all on your channel, girl.
I love it.
What you said.
Yeah, so good. We invite you, like I said, to join us. Thank you both. Thank you, Xaye and Devann, for joining me this afternoon on this beautiful Friday, summer Friday, August 18th. And thank you for sharing your wisdom and pouring into the community, our collective communities here. And love you guys so much. And yes, was catching the replay or was finishing up with us. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Join us, comment community, let us know. We got your back. We're here. We'll hook you up. We'll totally support you one way or the other. We got your back. Just step into, if you feel called, if this resonates with you and you feel called, just jump in. Don't hesitate. Let us carry, not carry, let us be the wind underneath your wings that will help you fly. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I envision it. So don't hesitate. Just jump in. process quickly, like Devann said, because the speed of the results is the speed of processing, which I do agree 100%. That was a mic drop right there. You know what I mean? So you
Comment
gotta like,
zone in the
yeah,
comments. Comment
yeah,
zone in the comments or
comments
DM us zone.
or
Either all three, either one of us. DM
yes,
zone or comment zone in the comments below.
yeah.
Did you say your last words besides
Who?
the housekeeping?
Me?
You.
My last words? Okay, my last words is just do it.
Hey.
That's it. Just do
Tick.
it. Just do it. Don't overthink it. If you feel called and you want to up level being in a different community that'll rise you up, just do it. Don't think about it. Just come in. Just join us. You know what I mean? Let's just have fun. Let's have fun together. Let's build together. That's how I see it. So
Yes. See y'all in November.
I love you, Zay. I love you, Devann, so much. Have an
Love
amazing
you, Zina.
guys for tuning in. Let us know how we can support. Comment zone. We got you. We got your back. All right. Thank you. Mwah.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye. Cheers.